Creators who send emails make more money, regardless if the system's automated or not. But today I'm going to show you how to build a email capture and delivery system that is fully automated, that runs 24/7 without a lot of input from you. Who am I? I'm Deacon Nick. I do influencer management. I also run a community where we teach creators and influencers, or we help creators and influencers make more money, monetize in a lot of different ways. I've been marketing online since 2005, selling my products, other people's products, all kinds of stuff. And I've owned a digital marketing agency since 2012. Enough about me. Let's get on to the training. I want to talk about how I'm basically give you an email automation checklist that shows you what you need to do if you're an influencer creator to go from not having any emails of your fans or followers to having a fully automated system that captures their emails, sends them something cool, and lets you send whatever you want later. Some of you might choose to do a weekly newsletter or a monthly newsletter or a daily newsletter. Some of you might have your own products that you're going to sell. We also talk about that in our community. You should consider at some point having your own products. And there's so many reasons why you should have an email checklist. God forbid you ever get banned from your main platform, where you're rolling the best. You could send an email to your best fans and let them know, hey, we're moving here, or it's just a temporary timeout, or whatever it is. Because if you don't keep their attention, they'll start watching someone else, and I'm sure you know that. Some platforms close down. MySpace is gone, Vine is gone, Friendster is gone. I can go down the whole list. Google Plus was gone, which they thought was a brilliant idea. And basically because creators who send emails make more money. That's the main reason you need to have an email list. So there's a couple of decisions you need to make before you start. First, I'm going to give you I was going to say a Starbucks commercial, but it's not Starbucks. Anyway, couple decisions you have to make before you start even building your system, or having us build your system, or someone build your system, is you have to define your goals. You have to choose one primary reason that you're going to have this email list. And, it's kind of interchangeable. I'm going to refer to it as your database, your CRM, your email list, whatever it is. But it's basically a way to get in touch with your best followers. Because face it, it's your best followers. They're the ones that are going to follow you. They're the ones that are going to sign up for your list. And we're going to give them a great reason to sign up for your list too. So just listen on here. But you want to come up with like one primary reason for the list. In most cases, we'll be offering one solution to one specific person, right? And you might have multiple lists later. Like when I was doing real estate, I had a list of buyers, I had a list of sellers, I had a list of students, right? People that I was teaching. So you might end up with more than one list, but when you're creating, you want each list to target a specific sort of people for a specific reason. So you have to decide. And you know what? I think I got that in the notes down here as far as how to pick who you're going to send it to. So I don't want to be repetitive. But that's one of the things you need to decide is what are your goals? Why are you starting to the list? I'm helping these people doing this. And you could have as many lists as you want. When you use the autoresponder softwares, you could write one email and send it to every list that you have, or you could write slightly different emails, or now have AI write slightly different emails to send. So what are you going to do with the list, right? And I talked about this a little bit, but are you going to send a newsletter? Are you going to just send news and updates every now and then? Maybe you're having a special event, or you're interviewing a special guest, or there's a special post, or you're giving something away. You might not send emails every Saturday or something like that, but maybe you just use it for announcements. Maybe you're going to sell products, your own products, which I mentioned briefly, or other people's products, affiliate products, sponsors products, whatever it is. And the next one on there, brand partnerships. Imagine being in negotiations with a brand and being able to say to the brand, oh, by the way, I've got 40,000 people on an email list that I'll include an ad, or I'll include a mention or a shout out about you to. That lets you charge a couple $1,000s more. And don't think you're too small to do this. Obviously, if you've got you've got 100,000 followers, your list is going to grow quite differently at the beginning than if you've got 5,000 followers. But none of that matters. The fact is you need to start creating your list yesterday. And then if you didn't do it yesterday, today. So maybe you have a community. So maybe you're going to use your list to recruit people into your community. Or maybe you're going to use your email database to send messages to people within that community, announcing events and interviews, like I said, and stuff like that. So you want to define your audience clearly, right? And I mentioned this. And you should be able to define it in one sentence: who the list is for and what problem it helps them solve. The thing that I like to say is I help creators make more money by sending email. And when I put it into a little different format, is creators who send emails make more money. You know exactly who I'm talking to, and you know exactly the problem I solve. I help creators make more money, right? And only you could decide that for yourself. I don't know what niche you're in. You could be in 1,000 niches, who knows, right? But a couple examples. My audience, this is who's your audience, right? We call it an avatar. It's a marketing term we use, and it's a movie too. But women under 50 frustrated by wrinkles appearing around their mouths. And that's very specific, right? Now, maybe you do cosmetics, maybe you teach beauty tips, maybe you teach health, maybe your niche is you work with women, older women, right? You might have several lists. One of your lists might be women frustrated by wrinkles around their mouths. The other one might be women who suffer from bags under their eyes. So that way you can target different things. But I don't want to get too off topic. So here's another one: Fortnite players who struggle building and staying competitive. Or even better, Fortnite players who don't have a lot of time to practice, who are struggle building and staying competitive. And if you don't know, building Fortnite's is, there's a lot of these. I'm a diehard computer gamer. I was a chief marketing officer for a computer game for a few years, 3 of the funnest years of my life. But and I don't know if I'll still be, depending on when you listen to this, but I'm totally hooked on Marvel Rivals. If you play, send me a message, let's play. But in Fortnite, it's a shooter game, right? You build things. You run around. Not only do you shoot at people, you build these structures as you're doing it. And I was never able to do that, right? I'm too old, maybe. Oh yeah, sure. I got phone calls right in the middle of this. Leave me alone. So anyway, decide who your audience is and then cater your list to that audience. Another thing you need to do before you set up your list is you need to set up your email address and domain. And if you go to our group, it's free. It's free now. We might charge at some point. We will charge at some point. But it's at school.com/influencer school kit. There's a video in the course that shows you exactly how to do this. It shows you how to buy a domain, shows you how to get a professional email address. And when I say domain, it's your www address, right? It's your website address is known as your domain. If you don't know that, you probably do. But so decide who you're helping, how you're helping them before you even start any of this. And you need to get a domain, and you should get a business email. Like if you're using joeinfluencer@gmail.com, it's not the best. And there are some places like sometimes I have filled out forms for like lectures or whatever that I try to use a Gmail address and they don't even let me. It says you have to have a business address. So consider getting a business address. Most creators, or not most, I don't know, a lot of creators just use their name, right? Info@ Mary Sue Cosmetics, Mary@MarySueCosmetics.com, or whatever it is. Try to stick to .com. I know nowadays you see a lot of .ai, .co, but people's brains are still kind of wired to .com. And if they if you use something else and they try to go to your website, and it comes up, maybe you're using .co or .net, and they just remember .com. They're not going to start searching all the different ones. So anyway, I'm starting to ramble about unrelated things, but so know who your client is, know who you're making the list for, and then set up your email address and set up your domain. And again, there's a video in our group. Why do I point down? There's a video in our group in our course. It'll show you exactly how to do it in different examples and stuff like this. So now that we know what we're building, let's talk about the steps to get our email list built, right? First, you got to decide on a lead magnet. Now, what's a lead magnet? I'm sure you may know what it is. If you don't know, I'm sure you have, I don't want to say fallen for, because I fall for them pretty much on a daily basis. But I'm sure you've signed up and you've taken advantage of and got other people's lead magnets, maybe without knowing why it's called that. You know, it's a lead magnet. It generates leads. It sucks people in to your world, right? To get them on your database. Um, you know, I'm sure you've been to a lot of sites where it says, give me your name and email address and I'll send you this, or I'll give you access to that, or whatever it is. That's a lead magnet. And it's one of the first things you need to decide on. Only you can decide what lead magnet is going to work for your people. Is it a recipe? Is it, you know, some makeup framework? Is it a checklist for bird watchers? You know, it's going to vary wildly depending on what niche you're in. And you know, if you Google or search what are good lead magnets, and AI could be really helpful for you for that, right? Go to ChatGPT or whatever AI you use and ask it, um, you know, here's what I'm doing, here's the people I'm attracting, give me a good lead magnet, and it'll give you some great ideas. But only you know what your people want. Some of the gurus, they'll tell you PDFs are dead in PDFs are dead in 2026. Well, they're only dead if it's a bad PDF and your people won't be interested in it. But again, only you know, right? So what can you use? A checklist, a short guide, how to do this, a resource list, you know, my favorite tools and accessories, whatever it might be. An email course, that's a good one. If you know, announce you're going to teach them something and I'm going to send it to you for 5 days, I'm going to send you an email every day with instructions or something like that. That's a good one. A swipe file, a template, a membership, whatever it might be, right? And give this some good thought. And you don't only have to pick one. You could test different ones against each other, right? Set this all up and then have some of your offers say, I'll give you this, come and get it. Have other offers say, I'll give you that, come and get it. And then you watch, right? Which one has a higher percentage of people accept it? Which one is getting more people on your list? And then get rid of the bad one, come up with another one, test it against the good one, and just keep doing that. And you'll watch your opt-in percentages go up and up and up. So the one clear rule though, it has to solve a problem. You have to give them, my favorite word in marketing is reason. You have to give them a reason to want whatever it is that you offer, right? So the second one, create the lead magnet. Now you might, depending on what it is, it might be a video, it might be an audio, it might be an ebook, it might be a PDF, right? But whatever it is, give it a clear title with a benefit. Like if it's a video, you're going to title it for use the right keywords and stuff. If it's a PDF, whatever it is, give it a good title. Here's what it is. Here's what it does. That's the benefit. That's the reason people want it. Give a short introduction about it. Give some actionable steps. Let people know how it works, what it is, and then a simple call to action at the end. A call to action is, you know, a call to action on a YouTube video is like and subscribe or whatever it might be. That's a call to action. If you're talking in one of your videos or in one of your posts about your lead magnet, let's say you're giving away a PDF with how-to steps for something. Your call to action would be, go to our website, fill in the form, and we'll send you the PDF. It's basically you're telling someone to do something. You're asking them, telling them to take some kind of action, okay? So you decided what you're going to give away. You created it. Now you're ready to give it away. Now you got to create a landing page. That's the page that you're going to send people to get it. And this will all be automated. And again, I can do this all for you, but if you follow these steps and use the right software, and there's a whole bunch of softwares. It's called an autoresponder that does all of this. We like GoHighLevel. I sell a white label of GoHighLevel. It's identical. It's the exact white label software, except I sell it a little bit cheaper. And it's called AI Sprinkled. And I'll put a link down below, but don't want to turn this into a sales pitch. But whatever software you use will let you create a landing page. Now, if you've already got a website, you'll just add a new page to your website. That's a landing page. It's also called an opt-in page, a squeeze page. Years ago, we used to call it a squeeze page. It's like, we're going to squeeze people's email out of them. Now we've realized, it used to be a lot of trickery in the old days. And it's why I didn't succeed as well as I probably could have. I'm not willing to lie to people and bullshit them online like a lot. I don't need to tell you this. But anyway, you have to create a one-page on your website or standalone or whatever it is that tells them exactly what it is that they're going to get, right? And again, it has to have a clear headline. That's the main benefit. And I'll make another video that talks just about creating landing pages. Just, here's the best way to create a landing page. There's one of those in our course, by the way. If you grab the Influencer School Kit course about all of this, it breaks down inside the course. We break down each of these steps in depth in its own video, teaching how to do it, right? But some of the basics is it has to have a clear headline that includes your benefit. The headline should also say who it's for. So and so, and this again, this goes back to so much in marketing. It's when you're making your videos, when you're making your posts. I'm sure you've heard this 100 times. You got to let people know who it's for and what it does, right? What problem does it solve? And I should actually change that. I should change main benefit to problem it solves, right? That's why people follow you, probably, depending on your niche, right? They might just follow you because they love whatever your niche is and it's a hobby or whatever. But if you're teaching marketing, money making, basically we're solving a problem, right? Or if you're in sales, what does your thing do? What problem does it solve? So headline on the top, and then a sub headline that elaborates a little bit on the problem or the headline, and then notice where the form will be. You have to choose where you're going to have the form, where people are going to go enter their name and email address. And you might just have the email address. It all has percentages. The more you ask people to include on the form, the less people will fill it out, but the better quality they'll be. So do you want a lot of people that probably won't take action in the future? Or do you want less people, but they're more likely to buy or whatever it is, right? So headline, subheadline, decide where the form is going to be on the page. You want the form to be above the fold. In the old days, we had newspaper. When I first started advertising and marketing, there was no internet. There was radio, newspaper, and billboards and direct mail. That's pretty much all we were able to do. I mean, there was something, there was others, little things, but basically billboards, direct mail, newspaper, advertising, and TV. A newspaper, it would fold. Above the fold is the part of the newspaper that you saw when it was folded, right? So if you read your newspaper like this, right, and then you fold it up to put it under your arm and walk down the street, this is above the fold, this part up here. You don't want it down here. You don't want to hide the form where people can't see it. Above the fold on your computer is the part that they see, or on a phone, the part that they see without scrolling. So you want all this to be above the fold. You don't want people to have to take time to look for it. It wants to be right in front of them. Here's what you're getting. Here's a little bit more about it. Fill out the form here. You want that all to be without, you don't want them to have to scroll because let's face it, a lot of people won't. Then you can put some bullet points. Here's elaborates more on what they get. A call to action button, which is usually right below the form, right? And I'll show you examples of this in the video in our course that talks more about this, right? Call to action button, click here, join here, buy now, whatever it might be. And then check to make sure it's all above the fold and it looks good on both desktop and mobile, right? When you create your landing page. So, and again, this is a lot more elaborated in the course, but this is just your checklist. You could have this checklist sitting here. You can go down it as you're building all of this. So decide what you're giving away, create it, and then create that one-page landing page. Now, if you're using the AI sprinkle system or GoHighLevel, you'll find dozens of templates included. Choose one you like, you just click and write. That's how you edit it. It's you pick the template, it gives you a beautiful landing page, then you just kind of click and type some other things in, right? But here's what's important with a landing page, squeeze page, that there's no distractions. No menu, no distractions, no links. And some people will think this is counterproductive, but it's not. So when you're creating this page, even if you add it to an existing website, don't do it on your main website because people are going to see your offer. Then they're going to see all the other little stuff on your website, and they're going to start reading, and they're going to leave without filling out the form. Basically, a squeeze page, a landing page, the idea is they're going to see what you have to offer, and they've only got two choices. They're going to click and take your offer. They're going to join your list and get your lead magnet, or they're going to leave, right? You don't want anything else on them to distract them. You don't want links on there that send them to other places on your website, nothing else, right? And again, that's so important. Two options. They join your list or they leave, right? All right, and now number 4, create an opt-in form. This is the actual form where they put their name and click the button that says, I want it, right? Depending on the software you use, in our software, in the AI sprinkled software, you'll create the page, here's how it looks. And then you just click it, then you'll go to another place in the program to create the form, right? And you decide what the form says. Is it going to ask for their name? Is it going to ask for first name, last name? Is it going to ask for name, address, phone number, city? Is it going to ask some questions? And I started talking about that before. But the more options you put in the form, the less people will complete the form and join your list. Wait, I'm getting mixed up. But yeah, the less. So if you want to get the most people on your list, and for a creator, I suggest you only have them give you their email address. Because people think, well, I don't want to give this guy my name, right? But they will give you their email address, and you hope it's a good one. A little trick, don't just put email on the form, put best email or something like that, right? You'll get a little better. So create the form. If you're using our software, you click on sites on the right side. You click on sites, then you click on forms, then you click create forms. And it's gonna give you a couple options. It's very simple to do. They're pre-made. You just pick the one you like, change the colors if you want. And then you're gonna connect the form to your tag. What a tag is in our software, it's like the name of your list, right? So let's say you talk about hunting, right? You might be creating one list of people who hunt with a bow and another list of people who hunt with a rifle, right? So you might have two separate lists. One you might call bow hunter, the other one you might call rifle hunter, or whatever you want. It's internal, it's just for you, right? So if you create your form, and basically all that is the little part that's going to get added to your website where they type in their name and click the button to get it. You're going to create the form, decide what you want on it, and there's a little drop down. It'll say what tag do you want to give this form. You create rifle user, and you attach it, and then add the form to your landing page. Now you're just going to go back to your landing page, click on the page where you want the form, and a little thing's going to pop up. It's going to say, which form do you want here? You click the name of the form, gun hunters or bow hunters, and boom, it's all automatic. It's so easy. Simple. It takes some time to learn it, like a course, or again, I could do it. But and then you choose what action you want the form to take. When they click the form, what do you want to happen? Do you want it to send them to another website, after they join your list? Do you want it to have a pop-up open? And it's just a drop-down. You just click the one you want. It's harder to explain it than it is to show you, but I do that in the other videos that go more in depth. Typically, we're just going to send them to a thank you page. And I mean, I'm sure you've done this plenty of times, right? You see something you want, oh, get my 5-step checklist. So you give them your name, you click join, and it sends you to another website that might have a thank you page. It might have the 5-point checklist or whatever it is right there, or they might email you the 5-step checklist. But now after you create the form, you create the thank you page. And here's a little tip. I don't suggest you give them I don't suggest on the thank you page you put the lead magnet. I suggest, if possible, you email them the lead magnet. Because here's what a lot of people will do. If they say fill out this form and get the lead magnet, get whatever it is, get the free PDF, they might give you a fake email and click go because they figure, well, I'll get it on the next page. I don't have to give them my real email. But if you don't post it on the thank you page, you only send it by email, they might do that, and now they end up on your thank you page. You're like, oh crap, it's not here. Then they'll go back and give you their real email address, right? It's just a little tip that I learned, trust me, the hard way. So your thank you page. Typically, it's a very simple page. And again, if you're using my software, it's all pre-done. You just pick the template, then just go in there and write whatever message you want to write. So the thank you page, they fill out the form, they go to the thank you page. It says, check your email, make sure you got the form. If you didn't receive it, check your spam. I'm sure you've seen a million of these. It might give them a download link on the thank you page to download whatever it is you sent them. Maybe it's a video. Maybe you've got a private video. That's what you're using for your lead magnet. Well, maybe instead of a thank you page, it sends them right to YouTube so they can watch the video. And again, it depends. And if you have questions about any of this, please ask down below or join our group. Better yet, school.com/influencer school kit, and I'll answer everything for you. So whatever it is, whatever, it depends on the product. There might be a bonus video on the thank you page. Check your email to make sure that you get what I promised. Here's a bonus video that explains this, or whatever it is. Or you might even sell a product on the thank you page. If you have your own products, they might give you their name, an email, click please send it to me. It goes to the thank you page. And now you're like, oh, if you like that, you're going to love this. And you tell them about your product that you're selling, right? So it turns that opt-in into a potential sale, okay? You can sell affiliate products. We have some really good alternate ideas that I talk about more in depth in the course. So this page confirms the opt-in worked. If you're using our system, here's what you just go back to the landing page builder. Towards the bottom of the right, it'll say when the form's completed, what do you want to happen? And you just determine it. What do I choose the action you want the page to show? Must have been late. All right, so you've decided your lead magnet, you've built it, or had AI built it, then you tweaked it. You created the landing page that's going to give away the product. You created the form that's going to go on the landing page. You created the thank you page that they go to once they fill out the form. Now you're going to connect the email, connect the sending domain, right, in AI Sprinkle or GoHighLevel. And this is, you just need to tell the software when the person joins your email list and it sends them an email, who's it coming from? What email address is it coming from? So you fill in a form, it says from, you type that, who from, where from. So you put your name, or maybe you're using a business name, maybe you're using one of your platform names. You connect that email. Now, I'm not going to go into it here because it's not complicated. It just there's a lot of steps to it. You need to authenticate your domain by using SPF, DKIM, or DMARC and verify you're sending email. Our program does a lot of this for you, but you do have to give it some information. So let's say you bought your domain at GoDaddy, right? Or HostGator, or one of 1,000. I like Namecheap. So that's where you got your domain and your email address more specifically. I'm just going to put the email address domain probably sounds better. You're going to just go into the software and connect your GoDaddy with our software. And then the domain authentication, those are technical, SPF, DKIM, don't worry about what it means. Go to, oh, stop. Go to YouTube when you're at this step and just type SPF DKIM GoDaddy if your email is through GoDaddy, and you'll find plenty of videos. Or if you want to learn how to connect it in our software, just go to YouTube and type SPF DKIM GHL or GoHighLevel, and you'll find 100 videos. Just follow step, 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 step. And this is basically, it's telling the software and it's telling where the emails are getting sent. So when you start sending emails to your followers, it's showing them that this is a legit email that should be delivered in their email box, and it keeps it from going to spam, right? And we can do this all for you. You can go to Fiverr and hire someone to do the DKIM part for you if you want. Now you're going to build the workflow. So you've decided what you're giving away. You built your one-page landing page that is going to tell them, hey, here's our great lead magnet. Give me your email below and I'll send it to you, right? You put the form on the page. You set your email up so it gets delivered. Now you're going to build the workflow, the automation. And this is also known as an autoresponder. Nowadays, they don't call it an autoresponder as much as they used to. I guess maybe our software, we don't call it that as much. It's still called an autoresponder. And there's so many of them: Constant Contact, Email Lite, the monkey one. I just forget the name. The monkey one, the freaking monkey one. MailChimp is another autoresponder. And these are systems, and it's one of the 200 things built into our software. But it's basically the software that sends the emails, right? It sends them the thank you letter, and then it sends them whatever else you want to follow up with. They can send one a day. You write it once, and then as people join your list, every day it sends them that one. Send this on day 1, send this on day 3, send this on day 7. I'm sure you're on people's lists who send you an email every single day. Do you really think they're sitting there writing you a personal email? I think you know better. But you basically write it once, and then you go into the software and you send this on day 1, and then you write another email where you have AI help, and send this on day 3, and send this on day 5. Then anyone that joins your list, you never have to do it again. It sends them this one as a thank you email. Then on day 3, it sends them that one. Then on day 5, and you don't have to sit down and write them all at once. And it depends what you want to do, right? If you're sending a weekly newsletter, well, maybe once every Saturday morning you sit down and write a newsletter. Or you sit down and you write newsletters now, and then as people join, it sends the same one. But somebody might get it in January, someone might get it in February. You see what I mean? If you have questions, just please ask. But in our software, it's called a workflow, right? You click on automation, you click on workflows. And this is just telling the system what you want it to do. And here's the steps. First, you're going to create a trigger that activates the form submission, right? So, and then the second one, these two are related. Add the contact tag. Remember I said if I use the example, if you talk about hunting, right? If you teach hunting or your channel's about hunting, you might have 2 lists, one for bow hunters, one for rifle hunters. So the trigger is what happens that adds them to the rifle hunter list. It could be they completed a form. It could be they posted on your Facebook. Something great, and I'm not going to go into it now, but what it does is our software has a program where you could create a post, and you just type in your post, type freebie down below, and I'll send you a freebie. It's another way to add people to your autoresponder, and the software will do it. Somebody is on your Facebook or they're on your Insta, and they type freebie, it'll send them, it'll collect everything, it'll do it all automatically, right? I'm sure you've seen people do that. And you're like, how does he do that? And this could also send them a DM on their phone too, as in addition to the email. So so in this case, what I'm teaching here, your trigger is going to be form fill. You're going to click, what's my trigger? It adds them to, you're just going to click add to form. And then a little window is going to open, say which form. And you're going to say, let's say when you created your form before, you called it rifle hunter list, right? So the trigger that starts the automation is fill out a form, which form, rifle hunter list, and then click. And then right below that, you're going to add another little box for add contact tag. And that's going to be what puts them on the rifle hunter or bow hunter list, right? And again, I'm making videos that show you exactly how to do this. I'm going to do it live, and you can follow along right in the group, right? But this is I should have mentioned this before. This video is kind of for people that know how to do a lot of this. It makes it a little easier. Instead of them watching each of our videos, this just tells them do this, do this, do this. Once you've played with our software for a while, you'll be able to go down this and do it. It's just there's a little bit of learning curve. Unless we do it for you, then there's no learning curve, but it'll just work. So, so trigger is they filled out the form. The tag is now they go on the bow hunter list, and then you're going to put underneath. You're going to add another box. Send. What's it going to do? Send email. You click a little thing. It'll say send which email. You're going to click the name of the email, and it's going to send them the email. And then every time you want it to send a follow-up, remember I talked about if you want to send one on the first day and one on the third day, you're going to add an additional send email box. And it's easier if you're looking at this, right? But you're going to send, if you're just going through this with me and you know how to do it all, create a trigger, add tag, send lead magnet. Basically, you're going to send them an email. I should say send lead magnet email in email one, right? So the first email they get, it's going to thank them, and it's going to give them whatever it was, right? And you're just going to attach that. And then if you want to send follow-up, you'll add another box, send on day 3. You're going to include the email, send on day 5, send on day 7, whatever it is. So there's going to be another little box added for each. And I should have pictures here, but I guess it's a little late now. So, and again, I've got videos that I'm doing this right with everyone. So, and that's your autoresponder. That's what the automation is, right? That's what tells the system they signed up, send them a thank you email, send them the lead magnet. Now do this every week, every day, whatever it is you want to do. And step number 8 is you got to write the emails. And these two are combined, right? Because you're kind of going to, I write the emails as I'm building the workflow. And maybe I should have had these in a separate order. Write all the emails that you want to send them first, then go to the workflow and add the emails. The way I do it, I add trigger, add tag, add email, and then I click write email, and you can save it as a template, and then I write the email and I click save, and then it does it, right? And again, if you're looking at this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So write the emails. Email number 1 is a thank you email that sends them the lead magnet. Email number 2, it might send them a newsletter. It might give them a link. It might send them to a video. Email number 3, this could be anything, right? This is going to vary widely for each of you. But email number 3 is the value. Send them whatever you promised. Give them more value. Keep giving, giving, giving. The more you give, the more people are going to stick around and stay on your list. Maybe you're going to give them some information, something helpful. You're going to pitch something in one of your emails, right? These are going to be different for everybody. They may be combined or different depending on your goals. Optional, maybe you're going to do a weekly newsletter. Maybe you're going to sell something. And now you're ready to go. And it's set up. You've got a lead magnet you're giving away. You've got a one-page site that does everything. They go to the site, they give you their email, it sends them what you promised, it adds them to the list, it sends them an email thanking them, and now it sends them emails every additional day. And I'll mention this, if some of this is confusing, and I'm sure it is, again, I made this checklist more for people who know how to use the software and they just want a simple checklist because they don't need to watch each long video. But the more you work with this, the easier it gets. The easier it definitely gets, and you'll just whip through it. So now, don't skip this part. Test it. And this is a great checklist for testing all this. Go to your site, open it in a different browser, or better yet, on a different computer, or even on a phone, and opt in. Join the list with a test email. It's got to be a real email address, right? Make sure of these things. Make sure that after you join your list, you should be the first person on your list. After you join your list, make sure that you go to the thank you page. So you click, I want it. Make sure that it takes you to the thank you page. Go into the software, go into AI Sprinkled, and make sure that it added you to the list, right? You don't only want to see your name. You're just going to, in the left column, you're just going to click on contacts, and it should show you right there. That's the page that comes up because now you're a contact, right? And it'll show all your information, what you joined, what you got, etc. So opt in, use your own email address, but maybe a different one. It's up to you. Make sure that you go to the thank you page. Make sure that you are added to the software and the tag, rifle hunters, bow hunters, make sure that's added to you. Because that way later, if you want, you can pull up everybody that joined the bow hunter list and send one email just to those people or whatever you want, right? Make sure that the email, the thank you email, came to you. You might have to check spam, hopefully not. If you did the DKIM, SPF better up above, then you're good. So make sure you got whatever was promised and look at those emails. Make sure if you're given links in those emails, make sure that those links work, okay? And then before you start sharing this publicly, fix it all. And if you need help, please reach out. We can share screens. I'll step through it with you. What's most important, I'll step through it with you. I'll step you through it. What's most important to me is that you get this working. I really care about that. I don't even have to work anymore if I don't. I'm not going to go there. But anyway, I try to stay humble. Here's a bonus, traffic and promotion. You have got such a huge advantage as a creator or influencer with a following. If I don't have a following, I'm not a creator. I'm just a dude that wrote a course about something, right? And I want to build an email list to sell to. I got to start from scratch. I got to start paying for ads. I got to create half a dozen ads that I lose money on before I find one that works. It's a whole different game, right? If you're a creator and you've already got followers, you got people that love you. They're already listening to you, watching you, reading you, looking at you, whatever it is, right? All you need to do is talk about it. And you can build a $20,000 email list fast. I mean, 20,000 person email list fast, depending on how big your list is. You got 1 million people? Woohoo! If you got 1 million people, I hope you're not waiting until now to start an email list, to start making some real money, because this is where the real money's made, not getting your monthly check from YouTube, right? So anyway, add your opt-in link everywhere. The link to your thank you page. I mean, not your thank you page. Don't give that link out. The link to your landing page, your squeeze page. Put it in your bios, put it in your descriptions, put it in your pinned comments. Just talk about it everywhere. Your content should talk about your free lead magnet. So, I made a free this for creators, or I made a free wish for whoever, right? This is just some ideas. Make a video about it. Here's how I do this. Just talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. You should have a call to action at the end of every video or post. If you want more of me, go below and click this. Now, maybe not all, right? Gary Vee teaches jab, 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 right hook. So give 3 posts without selling anything. Maybe that 4th post, you talk about your freebie, but it's a freebie. It's not like you're even selling anything, right? Just talk about it. You didn't get where you are not knowing how to communicate, not getting people to like, know, and trust you. Since they do like, know, and trust you, tell them about your freebie, and you will build your list so fast. For maintenance and growth, send your emails consistently. Maria Wendt, who I'm a huge fan of, huge fan. She's just so good. She sends 2 daily, 2 emails a day. And people, I'm sure people do get off the list, but I don't know her statistics, but send your daily, weekly, bi-weekly, once a month, whatever it is, give them value and sell. Monitor your numbers, right? Numbers are everything. This is what's going to tell you. Later, we'll talk about split testing. Whatever your headline is on your landing page, right? You'll write a headline and you'll write a different headline and keep track. It's called an A/B split test, and I'll make a video about that sometime too. You'll compare the 2 headlines together. This one's getting 17% of people that see the page to give me their email. This one's getting 48%. You know what? You're going to make this one the real one, and then you're going to create another one and test against that to always creep up. So know your opt-in rate. That's how many people complete the form and join your list compared to how many people see the page. Know your open rates of your emails. That's how many people open your email compared to the people you send an email to. Your click rate is how many people click a link in your email compared to how many people read the email. And the next one's a big one, your unsubscribe rate. The software will show you which emails you're getting unsubscribes from. Look at that email, see why. Wow, man, this email got 2% unsubscribes and this one got 0.1%. Why did I get 2% unsubscribes from this video? And fix it. Monitor your metrics. So many marketers make the mistake of not knowing their numbers. You need to know your opt-in rate, your open rate, your click rates, and your unsubscribe rate. So you can, because you just keep working on it. You want the tools to do this? Like I said before, I do provide all the tools. Go to aisprinkle.com/school kit special. I'll tell you right now, we won't for much longer, but you can get the GoHighLevel if you use my white label, AI Sprinkled. It's cheaper than you can get it from than going to GoHighLevel itself, right? aisprinkle.com/school kit special, well under $100 a month. Give you all this whole system, plus it'll give you a website, it'll let you do polls, it'll give you a CRM. I'm not even going to go into it all. Google GoHighLevel and you'll see it does 100 AIs, all kinds of stuff. If you want help, go to the web page and click chat with Nick, and we can do it all for you. We'll get on a phone call. We'll see my age, right? Get on a web chat and or emails, whatever you want, and I'll build this all for you. You won't have to do a thing except for you'll have to write your own emails, or at least help me write them, and you'll have to create the lead magnet, right? I don't know what your people want. I mean, I probably do, but so aisprinkle.com, school kit special, get going. If you're not doing this, you're silly not to be doing it. If you plan on being here in 6 months, you really need to do this, or you're going to be like, oh man, I could have had 6,000 emails by now, or maybe 60,000, depending on your size. If you've already got a list, and this is all happening for you, I don't know why you're still listening to this if you do, but join our course, school.com/influencer school kit. We have a bunch of fun. There's a lot of us in there. You could learn all that. We focus on email marketing, but we got a free cold email course in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Get together with your peers, share ideas, have some fun, and grow. I'm Deacon Nick. I hope you loved this. I loved doing it. Take care, my friend. If I can help you, please let me help. And my saying is, if you need help, ask for it. And if you don't, prove it. I'm Deacon Nick. See ya.